Welcome to another Quantum Conversation. I'm Loren Gailey, and I invite you to sit back as we enter the quantum realm, that space of the greater part of you. It is your connection to infinite possibilities, infinite potential, and infinite mastery. Welcome to another episode in this Quantum Conversation Summit Series, Energy, Healing, and Well-Being. And my guest today is a beautiful light worker and alchemist, Dr. Edwige. She is one who's clearly on her ascension path. And as we're talking about energy healing, she has a unique perspective on what energy is and how we can step into that resonance of what we already are. Dr. Edwige, thank you so much for being here. Welcome.
Thank you, Loren. You know, it's always a delight to be here with you. I look forward to our conversations because your audience is ready to receive the message. Your audience is expanding. And it's such a beautiful thing to be able to be in harmony with you and in harmony with your audience, knowing that they're hearing it, because I read some of the comments that they make. And they're just beautiful. So I have to say thank you. I'm extending my heart to everybody who sees this video, everyone who sees this recording. Thank you, truly.
Well, thank you, because you are a beautiful way shower for all of us. And so for those who are familiar with Dr. Edwige, you know that she is clearly on her ascension path. And for those who are new to Dr. Edwige, I want to share that she has remarkable stories and experiences about letting the divine light flow through her. This is what we can all expect. This is what we are all working towards. And it's all about our vibration. And so as we're talking about energy healing, let's first define what that is for those who need to be put on task, like, okay, so what do we do with our energy healing? Because the responsibility is fully on us, and for us to be immaculate with our vibration. Can you explain this perspective that you have on energy healing?
Right, I'd love to. So the first step, I think, is that we have to grasp the idea that we're 1% matter. Now, that 1% matter is filled with all the lower densities because that's what makes us feel solid. That's what brings us and anchors us into this 3D world, right? But you are 99% energy. And so the focus needs to get out of the mental body. The focus needs to move beyond matter, needs to move beyond the lower densities, and really have to begin to move into harmony and resonance with who you truly are, a divine, energetic being of light. You cannot turn on that light if you are still waddling around in that 1% matter. And understand that that 1% matter is so dense that that's all it took from the divine creator to make us feel like we're physical, to make us feel like we're real. But that, dear ones, is what you have to wrap your heads around, that is an illusion, that you are more energy than you are matter, and that you have the opportunity, the gifts, the abilities to be able to work within that energy and to expand your light when you can let go of the lower densities. What are those lower densities? Well, it's the construct of time, is it not? Because time only exists in the 3D model, if you will, the 3D world. And that time, you have not enough time, too much time in your hand, not enough time in your hands, right? Then you have the fear associated with not enough time, too much time. You have the lack, the fear, the guilt, the shame, the pain. So all of the programs that come along with the 3D matrix in this, if you will, this experiment, this experience of free will. And so you have to understand that it is the 1% matter that brings you here, that anchors you here to have these experiences of free will. So then the goal is to begin to layer by layer peel away this idea that you're just flesh, because you are not your vessel. You are not your mind. You are this divine energy flowing, and you have to begin to move into the ebb and flow. I live and breathe and have my being within the flow, and the flow is within me. So if you can, and in the process, when we offer the packages before showing the mastery of the physical, because you have to begin to pay attention to the physical vessel, right? The physical vessel is moving. The physical vessel is moving from carbon to crystalline. And that's a 666 matrix to a 777 matrix. So it's like that seventh heaven, that higher vibration, that higher energy. So it's not just enough to let go of the lower densities and to start to focus and become one in resonance with your heart, with universal energy, but with you as a vibration. But then as you peel away the layers, as you let go of fear and lack and all the limiting programs, that you begin to increase that beautiful vibration that you are, that you begin to increase your energy and expand it now. That's when you are open and ready to begin to take on more light and more light and more light. And we've shown that before in previous interviews. Go back and look, because we showed my rainbow body. We showed light coming in and hitting me and moving through me and undulating within, because that's the goal, to become one with your divine self, who is light. And so it's a beautiful thing, this idea of healing, because honestly, it's about you letting go. You see, you have to let go of those limiting programs. You have to let go of the idea that this is real and this is solid. Because, for me, I see the pixelation of everything. So when I look, I see the movement of it. At times, I can see walls move. I see things breaking apart. And we've shown those videos. So imagine being able to see that in real time. And so it's about letting go. You have to surrender everything that you think you know. There's so much based on old stuff, limiting programs that you took on from childhood and past lives. And so to become this master of energy, to become this master of manifesting, this alchemist, if you will, you can't sit there and base it on past experiences. Well, this happened to me before. I don't want that happening to me anymore. That simply says you haven't reconciled those experiences, right? And we've spoken on that you have to do the work to allow all those things to come up and to sit with them and to observe them, then to do the work to let go of the trauma, bring in the mastery, because that's why you're here, to grow. And how else do you grow but through these experiences, through chaos? So they have served you. So you must recognize that they have served you. And when you can do that, you now can bring in its counter. Here's the beautiful point about this thing I love that they shared with you recently. For every thought that you have, every negative thought, there is a positive, better thinking counterpoint. Isn't that interesting? So, dear ones, we can rewrite the program. We can rewrite our limited thoughts and feelings. So when you bring it up and you observe it and you let go of the trauma of it, now trust yourself in this beautiful meditative state. Because the trauma part of this different. So if I'm in fear for whatever false evidence appearing real, so whatever your fear is, it doesn't matter what name you give it, it's all the same, right? It's somewhere when you have a limited thought about the truth. So now, what is the truth? I'm fearless. I'm confident. I can certainly do anything that I put my thought to. I am successful. I am healthy, since we're talking about healing. I am healthy. I see myself perfect, whole, and complete. I see myself, if you're on the task of losing weight, I see myself slim and trim. I see myself vibrant. I see myself filling with light. I see myself loved and loving. So do you see the counterparts? And as you begin to bring that energy in, let that fill those old spaces. And now the more that you can do that, the more you're in resonance with your heart, you're in resonance with who you are as this truly divine being of light. Now you can sit in that space. Just imagine being in that space of true knowing. Um, and that electrical thought that is coming from you now is in harmony with the magnetic feeling, resonance of it coming back to you. So your thought that you send out is electrical, and the energy of receiving is magnetic. So you are an electromagnetic being, but you've been trapped in the electrical world. You've been trapped in the thought, in the thought, in the thought, in the thought, in the thought. Well, how can you bring anything to you if you're always stuck in the thought? Some would say you're always in the asking mode. When you have to change channels to receive. But that's the magnetic part. So that's why you get what you get what you get. And so if you just keep asking and you don't go into resonance and you don't increase your vibration, then you're just getting what you were matched to, and that's what you don't want. Why am I still getting that? Why didn't I get the job that I desired? Why do I still have that illness? Why am I still in dis-ease? Why am I still feeling this? Why am I still in that? Because you're not in resonance with the heart of the universe, and that magnetic body, and you have developed. So you have to develop that field of energy around you, the auric field, the etheric body. You have to begin to develop that. And the only way to develop that is through the work of working on the limiting thoughts, the programs, and beginning to see yourself. See myself as prayer. I see myself as love. I see myself as peace. And just feel, Lauren, just tap into that and feel the ease that's within it. It's not complicated. There is an ease to it. There is a peace to it, a serenity to it. And that's the energy that will allow you to then begin to heal at such a deep level of your being. Why? Because your energy is balanced. Your energy is about harmony. Your energy is about being one with the divine. And so when you let go of limiting you and you begin to tap into the divine you, you're now moving into resonance. And in resonance, there's only divine health and well-being. In resonance, there is only peace and love and harmony. So you can't help but become it because you're magnetized to it, because you transcended the limiting thoughts of the electrical. Makes sense?
Thank you for that explanation. It absolutely makes sense. And it really puts the onus on us for paying attention to those thoughts and our vibration. And so, as we are trapped in the thoughts, it seems like if we have the fortitude to simply change those thoughts, to reach for the opposite thought, that really is all that it is, because that's shifting our energy then. It's shifting our resonance. So what do we do to develop that energy field around us? Can you clarify what we can actually do to raise our frequency beyond the mental thoughts?
So, and there's a couple of things in there that you said, right? And so obviously increasing your vibrations, doing things that bring you joy, peace, and love. And so look at the background that we've chosen for our video, right? You're in the beautiful forest. And look, mine is of a beach with flowers. So as I look at that, it makes me smile. As I look at that, I feel connected to the universe. I feel connected to nature. And so one of the big things is becoming connected to nature. So, walking out in by the beach or in the woods or on the sand or, taking a dip into the water. Things that help you to connect. Smelling flowers. Love, 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 love flowers. And so I enjoy growing in the garden. I have sweet potatoes growing in my garden. Yes, in the desert. I have sweet potatoes growing, right? And so it's about enjoying nature and truly tapping into nature. Notice how the animals just love to play and frolic. You take them to the ocean and the dogs will jump into the ocean and go swimming or just play. You throw the stick and they fetch and they don't tire. And that's the thing. Cats want to rub up on you and purr. Don't you feel the energy? And so it's about that connection. And that's how you raise your vibration. You have to begin to connect back into the universe. The universe is conspiring for you to love you, to lift you up, to raise you up, to be one with you, for you are a part of the universe. And the universe does not want you to be separated from itself, you see. And so you have to do the things that are in alignment with universal laws. Makes sense. And so it might be singing, oh my gosh, as I go into light language, every day a new song comes forward in light language. And if I don't grab my telephone or record it, it's gone. And some of the melodies are absolutely beautiful. While I'm in the shower, songs come out and I'm like, where's this? It's just absolutely amazing. And even when I do my meditations, I play my songs, my original material. And they're saying that they're getting up and dancing as the songs are playing and getting into the rhythm. Remember, this is an orchestration, right? A divine orchestration. So for me, that speaks to music. That speaks to rhythm. That speaks to tones. That speaks to schematics, cymatics, frequency, energy. So it's all about that. So sing in the shower, sing when you think no one's watching, sing when someone is watching. It doesn't matter if you're singing on key, off key. It's about your heart. Everything is about your heart. Get into the heart, activate that beautiful heart mind. And then that heart mind, when you can operate from that space, will turn on the quantum computing brain. Not that little mind anymore, but your God mind that knows. And when you come from that space, then coming up with the counterparts is simple because you're already now moving into that energy. Do you see? It's like bands around you of consciousness. And it's about you leaving this lower 3D band when you go to sleep at night. They're in the fourth dimension, that fourth dimensional band. But then each band are densities. So now it's like move to the higher densities of 4D, where we now begin to operate from that quantum computing brain and that heart mind. And again, begin to expand beyond those bands to higher density, higher resonance with the God self, where you can then begin to take on the light and become the light. It's a beautiful process, but we have to focus. That's the word that I hear all the time. Focus, be prepared, and make ready. And so, dear ones, every day your focus needs to be on paying attention to my thoughts and recognizing those thoughts that no longer serve me, those limited programs, and I'm going to bring it up and I'm going to take the time to sit with it and I'm going to see where this originally occurred, wherever it was in the lifetime, this one or the previous one, and I'm going to reconcile that thought. I'm going to allow it to come up. I'm going to take the lesson that I got from it. I'm going to hold on to that lesson, that expansion, that wisdom, and I'm going to transmute the trauma that's associated with it so that I can reconcile and let go of that program. Now I'm going to take that counterpart, that divine part, that orchestration that has me in the resonance of the universal energy of the one source, God source. And I bring it back around. It's the circle. It's the circle of life. And so, as it was in the beginning, we were divine, so shall it be in the end. And indeed, we are moving into those times as we've entered into the Aquarian age, as we're moving into the age of limitation, the chain of time is moving. You see, so how do you get into that space of knowing? It's what we need. It's to does that make sense?
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. The knowing is the result of this energy work. It is the embodiment of our energy, our soul, our higher self. So thank you for that. Okay, let's talk about light language, the language of light, because many have been, I find it very fascinating that when people do this work, they're suddenly speaking light language or drawing light language or singing light language, toning, all of that. And so, and so even myself, I've got some incredible stories about toning to animals and the magic that happens. It's quite remarkable. What's happening here? What is light language? It is magnetic as well. It's something. What is it?
So, in the beginning, there was the word, and the word was light language. Okay, so it is who we are as star seeds, our original tongue language before we came into this 3D world with the Babylonian energies of these languages. So, as a divine star seed, being a Palladian, they have their dialect. Arcturians have their dialect, Syrians have theirs, and so on and so on with the plethora of beautiful beings upon this planet and our galaxies and universes and cosmologies. And so the language of light really is sourced from the source. And so it speaks to your soul. It speaks to you at a cellular level. And so even though you as a 3D vessel may not recognize word for word translations, it speaks to you like a pictograph, an image, and that image sits with your soul and goes in and moves you. And so light language can activate you. It activates light bodies. It can clear. It does everything through you. Whatever is for your highest good, if someone is truly speaking an authentic light language, it will move you, cause you to pulse and vibrate and to expand. But that's who we are. And so just think about it for a second. And speaking to that higher part of it, speaking to that divine essence who you truly are, to invite that essence of who you truly are to come forward, step forward. That's a beautiful thing. And animals understand too. Everything is this resonance. Everything sound is feeling, right? And so as I tone, be it to you or animal, they receive the feeling, the resonance. Cymatics is an interesting thing. If you've ever seen how they'll put sand on a plate and play a tone, hit it with something that causes it to vibrate, and that vibration moves it into a sacred geometric pattern. That's what we're doing with the tones, with the light language. We're moving you into sacred geometric patterns because everything about each of us is sacred geometry. It is written in stars, time you come on to this planet. Everything about you is sacred geometry. So if we tap into that through tones, through cymatics, through light language, we're activating that which you are. You are divine, who you are to your core. What you were in the beginning, so shall you be. Ah, there is my take on light language and tones.
Thank you so much. It really makes a lot of sense now as we journey and experience situations where we use toning to alchemize, to shift the scene. And so, can I share a little story? Because I'd like your input on it. And then we're going to do a process with you with light language. But this is just fascinating. So, two quick stories here. One, I love to, it's a natural instinct for me to tone when my cat brings in a bird, and the bird is like almost not alive anymore. And so I've seen miraculous things there. But I have there was a baby owl that hit my window, and I went out and I started toning to it. I thought it was not alive. And then after a couple of minutes of toning, I just kept toning and I heard believe, believe, believe. So I had to get out of my mental way of thinking that this was freaky and weird. So I toned, and then all of a sudden, this baby bird popped up on its feet, and I saw it was a baby owl. And I kept toning, and then it turns and it looks, and its bright yellow eyes were looking right at me. And I kept toning, and then a few more minutes, it flew away. So I was very elated with that. And I've done that a couple more times with birds. And then we have baby turkeys, and baby turkeys are very hard to raise. They're very delicate, and they require a lot of special care. Well, there were 9 of them, and one by one, they all got the flu and were dying. And the last one, who had a spiral on his head when he was born, we called him Spirulina. He got sick one day, and I went over, and I already thought he was gone. I thought he was gone because he wasn't moving that much. So what did I do? I started toning. And this was a couple of minutes as well. And it was purely from my heart. And then he started moving, like scratch, like his legs. I thought he was going to pop back up and come alive. But that was his final breath in that form. So that was something too. Isn't that amazing? It was like he was not there, but then something kind of brought him back around. What is that? Was that just a recognition? Was that an assistance? Can you explain?
I would say that that was just a moment of his acknowledgement of the importance in your life and the devotion towards you. And so there was an acknowledgement as he was ready to cross on that he recognized.
Beautiful. Thank you for that. So we should all be singing and dancing and toning and humming all on our planet, and do it to the trees, do it to the waters. That is bringing back our Lemurian and Atlantean skills. Absolutely.
Again, you know, it's so very interesting. We could go into how the negative energies have put us in cities and all these things where it's a concrete pavement and all of those things that take us out of our humanity, take us out of our nature, take us out of what we know to be who we are as divine beings and one with nature. And so we have to begin to tap back into that. Whether you're in the city, go to a park, whether you're, whatever you're doing, take time to begin to tap back in and to connect back in, because that is going to help you to raise your vibration, your frequency. I remember early on, I was doing work on the land, and I would go to different places to just and have to do work on the land to clear. It's really remarkable when you honor the land, when you step onto it, and you ask its permission to be there, to work with her. It's a beautiful thing, and we've lost track of that. We have to begin to communicate with nature, to communicate with Mother Earth, to let her know that we are here in support of her, to let her know that we honor her, that we cherish her, that we respect her, and that we're here to share our energy and our love with her. And so we have to take that seriously. It is not to do it when it's convenient and, oh, that's right. I remember Dr. Edwige saying this. No, no. It must become innate within you that that's who you are. You're toning to the animals. It's who you are. It's your heart's calling to connect with them, to assist them. And so I'm not saying to go out and be, this humanitarian, but just to have a humanitarian heart, to be one with nature, to recognize that you're a divine being, to begin to move beyond the limited concept of I'm my vessel, I'm my mind, get out of that, begin to tap into, I'm this divine bringing energy, light. And then I'm one with all, and all is one with me. And I recognize the one in all, right? And recognize and honor the one in one. It's key to the movement. It's key to you expanding and raising your vibration and your frequency. It's key to you taking on the light, where you move out of judgment, jealousy, resistance, resentment, anger, fear, pain, suffering, disease. All of those things that trap you in 3D, that 1%, that is so very little of being true, and begin to tap into that 99% of you that is pure energy. That's the key to healing, because you're now in harmony, and in harmony, nothing less can exist but harmony.
Okay, this is wonderful. I would like to have you lead us on a process now to tap more into that 99% energy with us.
So let's just close our eyes and relax. Take a deep breath in. 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 And as you exhale, let go of your thoughts. Let go of all the ideas. Let go of all the trials and tribulations, all the judgments. Just let them go. And you want to turn on your inner vision, your imagination. You now see from your third eye as you move behind your eyes, as you move to the location of your third eye. Using your inner vision, you can see how your eyelids are closed, and yet you perceive what lies beyond. So observe. See a beautiful golden path presenting itself to you. And this golden path is illuminated. You can see this golden light coming off of it. And now step onto your path. And as you're standing there, feel your heart. Feel your heart. Breathe into your heart, standing on your golden. Yami makatichi ae katichi kayami yashe kusami mama yatichi kayami wa yami makatichi ase nikapotodi yakani yakushite. And now, dear ones, let's invite your higher self to you. See your higher self standing there before you. Your higher self desires for you to fully be grounded onto your illuminated path. What do you see on your path? Are there obstacles, or is there more potential for creating and manifesting that which you desire? So just observe your path as your higher self walks out in front of you. You begin to walk on your path, feeling your heartbeats getting louder and louder. What shows up on your path? If fear shows up, but you don't know where you're going, you don't feel comfortable, let those fears up and go. Whatever limitations show up or programs showing up, let them go. Step by step by step. And as you're letting those things go, as you're reconciling those traumatic experiences and taking on the beautiful lessons and wisdom that you gained, see your higher self now smiling back at you. How do you see the wisdom that you gained? Do you see how the experiment, if you will, has not been in vain? Keep walking in this, feeling your heart beats. What else is there for you to let go? Now it's becoming fun. As you see these things, you might see a life flash before you as a little child. What did you take on that programmed you into fear, or programmed you into lack, or programmed you into not feeling loved, not being seen? Just allow it to come up. Allow it to come up. Let go of the trauma of it and take on the wisdom. Do you see and now feel your heart getting stronger, your heartbeat growing louder? That you're standing a little straighter on your path as this wisdom, as these experiences have taught you that. Your higher self again turns and looks back at you with a big grin. You're getting it. You're getting it. Keep walking. And now as you continue to walk, all of a sudden you notice that there's very little there that you are needing to give attention to in this moment. So now let's bring in the flowers, all the beautiful colors of the rays, all now around you. And as you walk, and you see the beautiful purple tulips bending under your feet as you're now lifting up, getting lighter in density, and you're almost like you're levitating over the path. And yet the golden energy, the illumination of the path is still very much present, and you can see it even as it rises up through the flowers that are bending below your feet. In all its beauty and all its majesty, you see that your path is divine. Your path is peaceful. And now you see the divine orchestration of it. Your higher self again turns around and looks back at you and nods. Yes, indeed. This is who you are. A higher dimensional being. Anchored just a little less, if you will, into the lower realms, but now levitating, gliding over those beautiful flowers that are just loving you as you pass over them, acknowledging you as you acknowledge their beauty. And you see more. Now birds are showing up and they're singing these beautiful songs of thanksgiving, these songs of honoring the source. And you're noticing on this beautiful and sacred path how everything is beginning to honor the source. And the source is illuminated through everything. Now look at yourself. Look at your feet. See how your feet are turning golden. See this beautiful illumination of energies, of luminosities moving up your legs and into your vessel. down your arms into your fingers. See this beautiful energies rising up through your head. Continue this movement in your divine path, your illuminated path. It's your destiny, your purpose, your reason for being. And it is secret, it is fairy. Kayama Katania Shite, Kiati, Chikasapachikapani Shate, Kanukata Chikanua. And your higher self says to you, I am here. I am ready to be your divine director. So, dear ones, invite, allow, and thank you your higher self to be the divine director of all you think, say, and do. Your path goes on. The more you're on the path, the more you will see that it is infinite. We stop here. And your higher self is so pleased with your progress. And you stand feeling your heartbeats, seeing all of the beauty of nature around you, seeing yourself illuminated in your divine path, feeling your wholeness, your oneness. And when you're ready, move back into the awareness of your physical vessel, but feel that your physical vessel has been transformed to a higher level of beingness. And that it feels comfortable, it feels lighter. Feeling for dear ones. We are complete.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. We are feeling that energy and we are letting go and we are in pure presence.
When you're able to move into that bright star that is you, you know your DNA is the exact match of the star. You see, it's just remarkable to be able to go into that space and to feel projection from that full perspective and to be able to work with your own physical vessel as the avatar, as the alchemist, and give your vessel that which you require. Because you innately know that which you require. But it's a community self that says, oh, I've got this, I've done that before, I don't need that. What are you talking about? Those are all the things you have to surrender in the power. And just allow yourself to move into that sacred space.
Yes, and that is the work. When we connect with that resonance, we can feel it. So thank you for this shift. We are feeling in love with life, with our energy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Thank you, Dr. Edwige. We always love working with you and the energy that you bring forward. The teachings that you offer are so helpful for everyone on their journey. And I want to take a quick moment before we say goodbye and have you share on a couple of programs in a special offer that we've got. This is a beautiful program, a series, a bundle of different programs, The Awakened Heart and Morphogenic Metamorphosis and all these beautiful things. Can you share more on the information on this special offer?
Well, the foundation is really that layer by layer you have to peel away. As we spoke about the physical vessel, the mental, the emotions. So those are all things within that so that you can sit down and really pay attention and focus on what the physical vessel is and how the physical vessel operates. And then the mental body and what it truly is and how to let go of those monkey thoughts and these things with the emotional body. But then it's so important that we get to our hearts. It's not just enough to say, oh, I'm heart-based, I'm heart-centered. Oh, I know what you're talking about. No, it's an actual movement into your heart space. And as you continue to do that movement over and over, then you begin to turn on that heart mind, your high heart. And trust me, when that turns on, it's remarkable because it has its own distinct heartbeat. I'll never forget when my high heart, the heart rhythm turns on. It has a rhythm so much faster than your 3D heart. And just imagine having two heartbeats. And you're like, I can feel my 3D heart and I can feel my high 5D heart until they merge and become one. And so it's to show you what the metamorphosis looks like into your true God self. There are steps to it, and you do not you can't miss a step. You have to move through the process. As an ascension initiate, there is just a process, a graduation, if you will, in the inner world. And so, there is definitely a process, and you definitely have a graduation so that you can become your body of light. And once you get that body of light, you then have your God self move into it. It's like a descension into you and then an ascending up when you completely merge with your incorruptible God self. And it's a beautiful thing to say the least. And so the packages all have bits and pieces of all of those things to bring it together so that you have a distinct path of what needs to happen so that you're not playing it by ear, that you're not just, guessing. I've gone through the process. I can tell you bit by bit when my light body moved in, when my Kundalini activated, when my God self descended into me, when I then rose up to it. All of those things, bit by bit, and I have documented it and taken pictures and videos and so on and so forth. And so that's what it's about. I had these experiences so that I could share to you what it looks like, dear ones. The divine is alive and well within us. And so we have to invite around and anchor that and how to surrender, how to move through these processes step by step, where you're not overwhelmed because the wonderful thing is it's all broken up. So you can work on the physical vessel as long as you need to work on it. And then when you want to go to working on the mental body, you can add that and work on the two together or just focus. Remember the word focus. Focus on working on that mental body and to feel that you're now operating from your higher knowing God mind. And so it's step by step. We can work on them all together or one by one as we have designed the package for you. So it's a joy to have the package. And then my book is within the package and I share some of those amazing experiences in detail, which is fascinating on its own. And I think I list 21 ways to increase your vibration. And so just all those little things that I was shown and taught in the process of ascension, I share with you. Because that's why I'm here. And that's what I do.
Beautiful. Yes. All right. I want to just say that this opportunity to work with you, it's incredible. There's 3 different options, plus all of them all together at a very nice reduced price. So this is a great chance for people to explore the various options to get your ebook. We've done an online healing retreat together that was on the ascension process. So this is really a nice comprehensive collection of some really powerful work with you and your teachings. We're so grateful for it.
The wonderful thing about it, the energy within it is live. And so you listen to it over and over and over. And every time you listen to it, you will hear something new because it has caused you to expand consciously. And so now you're ready to receive the next little bit. And then the next time, oh, I just expanded again. Now I'm ready. I didn't even hear that before. Of course not. Now you're ready to hear it. And so that's the wonderful thing about having the recordings. We are there for your convenience, but you have to use them over and over and over and over and over. That's the beautiful thing about it. It will continue to expand you. It will continue to help you into your path of enlightenment.
Great. So that beautiful package is available on this webpage. Just scroll down and you'll see the details to it. It's also in a link in the description box of wherever you're watching or listening to this program. Edwige, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's always so wonderful to be in your energy. And you, again, have assisted us in being the resonance of our energy, the 99% energy of source that we are. I want to give you a quick moment for final thoughts.
You know, just move back into balance. If there is nothing else to take from this, just make the choice. Make the choice to be happy. Make the choice to be in peace. Call in grace and more grace to assist you. When you're in a moment of difficulty, call on grace to ease. You see, we have dispensations of grace, ease, and mercy. And so call on those in your daily lives to assist you. For the assistance is here, dear ones. We have no reason to go in lack and fear and pain and suffering anymore. So just call in your team, your guidance, your God self to assist you, and we will be all of it. Indeed. Indeed.
So beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We have shifted and we are feeling awesome. Wonderful.
It does my heart good to be able to be of service and to assist in any way that I can. Just by sharing truth, just by sharing, we help each other. And that's what this is really all about. We're here to assist each other because we are all strings connecting, making this beautiful tapestry. And together the tapestry grows. Together the tapestry is beautiful in this magnificent picture. And without one string, it is not complete. And so each soul here is a string on that beautiful tapestry of the divine. And so each of us matters. And so know that within your hearts, that you are as an important as the divine itself. You are.
Yes, and feel that. That feels exquisite. Beautiful words as we go about the rest of our day, radiating this energy of source love. Thank you.
Well, I can feel it.
I can feel it. We can feel it. Share it with the world. Thank you, Edwige, and thank you, Bright Lights. We love you. Namaste.
Indeed, namaste. Be well, be well.
Thank you for listening to this quantum conversation, and thank you for dancing with us to the cosmic heart. As we raise our own vibration, we raise the vibration of the planet. This show is dedicated to you and all awakening hearts, as we are here to shine our bright light and amplify our love. I'm Loren Gailey, and from my sacred heart to yours, I honor your magnificent love and light. This has been a presentation of New Earth One Network, your home for New Earth living. Access information, education, and videos on living from the heart in unity consciousness. Visit newearth1.com.